Hello there, gang. Welcome to day 75. This is the start of the end, chapter 8, budgets. And it's kind of weird that this is a lesson for an independent study project, but really that's what it's going to be. Very, very short um, lessons, basically taking up the 3-minute review, give you a little bit of guidance about what the day's work is about, and it's going to be you and your group pounding through a bunch of budget stuff. So this is kind of interesting stuff, important life skills, along with some pretty neat math. So um, the 3-minute review goal is to discuss the difference between fixed and variable costs. These definitions I got straight from the textbook, really, but it kind of makes sense. Any fixed cost is the same amount charged at regular intervals, almost like the regular payments from last chapter, right? So a fixed cost would be something that doesn't change from month to month. When you're talking about car ownership, this would be something like your regular car payments, or your insurance is usually the same from month to month. Where a variable cost, it's not something that's not fixed at regular intervals. Fixed amount at regular intervals would be things like gas and maintenance and that sort of thing that changes from month to month. That's a variable cost. So if we had the example for debt, just graduated from college, planning to open a massage therapy studio in her home. We're supposed to list 6 expenses Fredette will incur as a business owner, and I listed a whole bunch there, and hopefully you're able to come up with a bunch too. Um, Heat, insurance, license, cleaning supplies, equipment. By equipment, I mean like you probably have to get a massage table and some, I don't know, maybe a computer. It's me. I don't know what massage therapy people would need, but um, advertising she'd probably have to pay for unless she's going to rely on word of mouth. Taxes, of course, phone. These are all just things I just made up off the top of my head. I don't, probably lots more, but I don't care. Part B is for us to decide which ones are fixed expenses. We're going to circle the fixed expenses, put a box around the variable expenses, and underline one-time expenses. So heat, is that fixed or variable? Well, it changes from month to month. Colder in the winter, more heat in the winter, so it's a variable expense. Insurance, we talked about that about cars, right? Probably it's the same amount from month to month. License, usually license, whether it's a car license or a license to run a massage therapy studio, is probably a yearly fee, but we would budget for it on a monthly basis, and we'll talk about that soon. So that would be the same amount. It's not going to change all the time, right? It's only going to be a yearly expense, but on a yearly basis, the license fee would be the same. Cleaning supplies, well, that's going to change month to month as well, right? It's not like we're going to spend a fixed $5 on cleaning supplies, so that is a variable expense. As far as the equipment, even though probably we'd think of it as a variable, we'd hopefully have it as a one-time expense, right? She's going to buy her, massage tables and blankets, or what, I don't know what they have at a massage therapy studio, but probably a one-time thing for the most part, with some supplies being variable. Advertising, I don't know if she's just going to put an ad in the phone book and that's it. Well, that would be a one-time expense, but probably this is some sort of variable expense from year to year, depending on what's going on, or from month to month rather. Tax, probably variable depending on how much money she makes, right? Uh, it'd be a fixed percent, but it would change from month to month. Phone and internet, probably depends on her plan, but most folks buy into a fixed rate plan, right? So, $50 a month for your phone, and you can make as many phone calls as you want, that sort of thing. Bookkeeping, who knows? This could be variable, or she could do it herself and it would be free, who knows? It could be, she pays somebody a fixed salary, say $50 a week to do all of her books, or it could be whenever it's tax time, that's when she's going to pay someone. It's going to change depending on how complex her situation is. So we don't know about that one. It's not always cut and dry. All right, that's for the 3-minute review. Now, to set up the rest of the day's work, um, this independent study is you're going to be working with a group, up to 3 students, same as we've been doing before, and there's a bunch of tasks. And the idea is you're going to split up the work. Not everybody's going to have to do every single thing. So whoever does these little bits and pieces, you write in their name. So, if I'm working with Billy and Billy did this, I'm going to write Billy's name on this, and then I'll do this. This is me, and then I'll do these things. Now notice there's a couple pointers that I want to make. In this one, basically you're using the internet to research the costs of accommodations. The idea, how much does it cost to rent a place or to buy a place? And there's a bunch of different situations in the book. The idea is we could have a single adult, a college student, a single parent, or family, and depending on where your name falls in the alphabet, you're going to be researching for this. So Restall is in here. I would be searching for a single parent that has a young child and a teenager in one car, and I'd have to find accommodations that would suit them. A bachelor apartment wouldn't work, right? There's not enough room if a bachelor apartment. I don't know what a bachelor apartment is. Well, this is part of your research, okay? So the idea is, with that family in mind, or that living situation in mind, you go to the internet and you find some places for rent or places to purchase, and you fill this out. And then someone else, maybe in your group, whoever knows, maybe Billy or maybe this is me, fills in these case studies, and you just keep working. And you have to keep at it because it is a bunch of work. This is done on a separate piece of paper. The last thing that I want to mention is this 8.3. There is another video to talk about these estimating living costs. So this will be part 2. If you have other questions about the independent study, we'll answer them in class. So hopefully that is clear as mud for you. And that's it for this one. Unless you're doing this, then there's a part 2, 8.3. I'm going to stop there.